Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me? Welcome to the AD Pinning Ceremony 2018. We have 37 graduating students today from our nursing program, so this is a very large class and we're very excited about the opportunities and looking forward to what these students are going to all do great things. Those of you that will be pinning today, when you get called up for your student, we call them our students, but when you get called up for your loved one, when you come up for the pinning, we're going to ask that you come up the side stairway over there. So when you hear your student's name and when you're watching in the program, just be ready to come up on that staircase over there. All right, so I would like to welcome the class. They'll be coming in to be seated and then we'll begin the ceremony. Thank you for coming. Well, this is for sure the quietest they've been all year. So I would like to give a big round of applause for the class of 2018 before we get started. I would like to introduce Andy Wohlers. She is a Lake Region 80 student who will be starting with the welcome this afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for all coming to celebrate us, our Dakota Nursing Program class of 2018 Associate Degree Pinning Ceremony. Just a little bit about the Dakota Nursing Program if you're not familiar with it. We're spread across the state with 4 main campuses, and from there's multiple satellite locations. This year there was 108 RN students. But today, we're here to celebrate with 37 of them from Grand Forks, Mayville, and here at the Lake Region campus, who have all successfully completed all of our clinical hours, lost lots of sleep over studying for exams, and currently have more caffeine than blood running through our veins. But this day isn't just about us. It's here to celebrate you guys and give you a thank you for supporting us, encouraging us, and being so understanding to help us achieve this goal. So a big round of applause to all of you. Now, with that being said, I think it's about time to get this pinning ceremony started so we can get some documented proof that we have finished this program. Because, if anything, what have they always told us? If it's not documented, it did not happen. So, congratulations, everybody, and again, thank you all for coming to celebrate with us today.
I would like to take this time for a prayer. Let's bow our heads. Lord, we ask for your blessing upon us as we celebrate this momentous occasion in our lives. We ask that you keep us and our families' love strong as we venture through this new journey. Lord, remind us to keep our minds open and our spirits strong. Help us to be persistent in our faith. Give us strength and wisdom when others need our touch, a soothing word to speak to them. Their hearts yearn for so much. Give us joy and laughter to lift a weary soul. Pour on us compassion to make the broken whole. Give us gentle, healing hands for those left in my care. a blessing to those who need me. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen.
Now I would like to introduce Callie Copeland. She will be doing one of our student speeches. Today we have one student from Lake Region that will be doing a student speech, and then we also have another student from our Mayville site that has a student speech prepared as well. So Callie?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Callie Kaplan, and I am a student nurse, graduate nurse here at Lake Region. Wow, that feels good. I have to laugh. My family is probably sitting there in shock and covering their faces. I didn't tell them I was doing this speech. Mom's probably whispering, "What is she doing? Remember that time she gave a speech in front of us and cried?" Don't worry, that was from the estrogen and progesterone imbalance planning their monthly attack on my body. And yes, that is one of many things I learned in nursing school. I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge all of my classmates. Look at how cleaned up and nice everyone looks. Actually, why don't you all take your phones out and take a picture? Go ahead, do it. This will be a rare sighting from now on. By that, I mean us dressed up. We will be in scrubs every single day. But it's fine, the scrubs come in all different colors like C. diff green, urine yellow, ruby placenta, and serosanguinous pink. All right, student speech. Who would like to do the student speech for pinning? I instantly blurred out, "I'll do the student speech," without thinking about what all this would entail. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm outgoing, I like to talk. This could be fun, right? I must have forgotten how much fun writing a speech was. But this speech was going to be different. I was going to turn on some music and type some wise words of wisdom to share with you all today. As I was sitting at home trying to brainstorm some brilliant ideas for my speech, my mind or my fingers navigated towards Google. I tried Googling things such as inspirational graduation speeches or using words to impact others via grad speech. The only things that would pop up were cliche quotes about never giving up and finding your passion in life. The truth is, I'm not going to stand up here and give you a cliche speech about shooting for the stars. And Google can't tell me what to speak here today. Google can't express what we have gone through to get here to this stage. The hard work, determination, infinite hours of studying, 78 50-question exams, inserting urinary catheters, and teamwork got us here today. Nursing is all about teamwork, not just on the job, but with our families and any encounter that we have. I think that's what makes us special. Not everyone can be a nurse. It takes a special, kind-hearted, nurturing soul to endure the world of nursing. Virginia Henderson defines a nurse as temporarily the conscious of the unconscious, the love of life for the suicidal, the leg of the amputee, the eyes of the newly blind, a means of locomotion for the infant, and the knowledge and confidence of the young mother, and a voice for those too weak to speak. Now, our definition of a nurse might sound a little like this: someone who cares for others before themselves, ensures others are toileted a minimum of every 2 hours, but is lucky to toilet themselves once a shift. Or, here's my favorite definition of a nurse: someone who tends to be hyped up on 10 pots of coffee and whose conversations consist of bodily fluids and gruesome images 95% of the time, mostly while eating. It amazes me how many conversations I have that people don't want to listen to. You mean you don't want to hear about this draining, smelly, gaping wound I got to see today? Or about that patient who exploded all over the wall and got feces on my shoes? You know who you are. What does nursing and speech have in common anyways? We have to have well-rounded speech when we try and advise Mrs. Doe to not smoke next to her oxygen tank simply because she could blow up and die. Now, let's take a moment to reflect back on the wonderful times of nursing school. We had exams, care plans, clinicals, care plans, focused reviews, quizzes, care plans, and don't even get me started on remediation. Day one of nursing school had us feeling good. We introduced ourselves, including our name and about our families, or whatever else we wanted to share with the class. My introduction went a little like this. Hi, my name is Callie. I'm the snacker. I guess I always have snacks. And no kids. Yeah, the girl who introduced herself as the snacker is doing the student speech. My classmates thought the same thing. Oh yeah, I forgot. I brought you guys something. What is it with nursing students anyways? Nursing Bod 2018 coming at you. Seriously, the vending machine addiction is insane. I overheard the guy who restocks our vending machines say, I don't know what it is with these nursing students, but they sure clean this machine out. Okay, not really, but we all know he was thinking it. The snacking is so out of control. One of my classmates had a dream that we broke into the jail because we heard that they have the best snacks in their vending machine. That dream ended quickly with us in jail. I could see the headlines already. Crazy, out of control, snacking nursing students behind bars. What would Karen think of that? For those of you who don't know Karen, she is the site director here at Lake Region. She is an amazing tap dancer and has promised to tap dance for you guys today. Everyone give it up for Karen. Joking. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, nursing school. We're moving on. It's now day 2. We wash our hands for hours. Glad we paid $3,000 to learn how to properly wash our hands. It's day 3 now and things are picking up. Our instructors are super excited. Today we're learning how to take vitals. Isn't this fun? So at this point we're thinking, heck yeah, I got this nursing thing down. Day 4 rolls around. We have 5,000 pages to read in our textbook to prepare for lecture. Yeah, in nursing school, you're supposed to prepare for lecture. 5 quizzes, a paper on the culture of nursing, and 4 upcoming exams. Bring on the tears, baby. Nursing school exams. Who thought they were a good idea anyways? We know it wasn't Florence Nightingale. Did you know the multiple choice questions have 4 correct answers, but you have to choose the answer that's most correct? Is a banana A, yellow, B, brown, C, green, or D, a fruit? A lot of times we find ourselves asking, should I go with the NCLEX world answer or the real world nursing answer? The exams are so stressful, one of our instructors taught us ways to reduce anxiety and distress us. She brought in oils, lavender plants, and taught us to rub our clavicles. Apparently, doing this reduces stress. To be honest, I don't know if it helped because I was too busy freaking out that the information I spent 48 hours obtaining was running out of my brain. Nursing students are pretty much like doctors. We can actually self-diagnose. I am having frequent urination, test anxiety, dry eyes from reading so much, constipation from all the carbohydrate intake, and headaches from stress. WebMD told me I have increased intracranial pressure and am going to die in 3 days. Whatever you guys do, never rely on WebMD for medical answers. In fact, don't even Google when you're ill, because you might find out that your runny nose is cancer. All of us nursing students have a diagnosis of impaired thought process related to lack of sleep and caffeine, as evidenced by inability to speak clearly, concisely, and complaints of blurred vision. We also carry the risk factor for every single disease. You know our classroom has a natural scent of McDonald's and Taco John's? Mental health was the best. After going through disorders in lecture, we would all be looking around wide-eyed, lipping to our friends, "I have that. That's me." Not to throw the married couples under the bus, but your wives have already diagnosed you. Some of you are probably thinking, "Wow, is this girl done yet?" While others are thinking, "Why would one want to put themselves through so much pain?" The pain of nursing school, that is. Nursing is a unique career. We have the opportunity to make a life-altering difference in someone's life. We as nurses are blessed with the ability to care for others. As we all begin to go our separate ways and be the young of the nursing world, we will be faced with major changes. I encourage you to embrace those changes and learn to fail. Life cannot be lived without failing. If you aren't failing, you really aren't living at all. Success comes from failure. Just never fail to ask your patient their name and date of birth. As our strenuous journey comes to an end, I leave you with this quote from Dr. Rick Rigsby. "Wisdom will come to you in the unlikeliness of sources, a lot of times through failure. When you hit rock bottom, remember this. While you are struggling, rock bottom can be a great foundation on which to build and on which to grow." Oh yeah, one last thing. How many days, Laura? Well, in that case, I'd like to say congratulations all. We made it. I'll now introduce Chelsea Swader.
I promise mine isn't as long as hers. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Chelsea Swader, and I thank you for attending our pinning ceremony. Where do I even begin? Well, for starters, I figured that my Communications 110 class would have better prepared me for this graduation speech, but it has failed me. Probably because I had the luxury of videoing myself speaking to my kids and my husband rather than an audience full of strangers. I think I can speak for many in that we never thought that we would be standing here at graduation, educated and prepared to start working as registered nurses. I've thought to myself every single day over the past 10 months, "Chelsea, are you even mature enough to have the lives of others in your hands?" I've envisioned my patient needing a professional, knowledgeable registered nurse and me saying, "Let me go get a real nurse." My class and I have gotten to say that many times up to this point. I know that we've all been waiting for a moment where we felt absolutely comfortable to walk into a hospital ready, like SpongeBob SquarePants ready. Many of us have jobs lined up already, some staying here in Grand Forks and some of us leaving to work in different time zones. This is bittersweet as we are departing from friends that have turned into true family. And this is surreal as it feels like we just started LPN year yesterday. So as promised, myself, the most mature one of the class, although I'm sure my peers would stage me in Eric Erickson's autonomy versus shame and doubt stage, would like to discuss some of our good times for a happy exit. Let's begin with the food poisoning our entire LPN class got at Rachel Tellefson's apartment during the celebration of passing our very first semester of LPN year. We will forever blame Jessica's special hot cocoa. One by one, we each succumbed to the worst stomach bug imaginable, on the brink of death, or so it felt. Speaking of stomach bugs, remember all of our test out days during LPN year, where Amber, Arliss, and Heather would have us feeling nervous enough to cause GI upset, #IBS, where we couldn't decide if we wanted to go into the line of fire first or last, which was worse. Hey, back row of Mayville, are you listening? Oh, anyways. What about all the times we drove through blizzards or hit deer on the way to class? There were only a few times with whiteout conditions that had us like, back up, Sarah! Put it in reverse. Thanks for that, North Dakota. And thank goodness for car insurance. And remember all those times that my classmates trusted me with their lives to drive them an hour to Devil's Lake? The semi-truck incident only occurred once and you didn't die. Remember taking naps with Stan Checketts after exams and between classes to make up for the sleep we lost while cramming? I mean, studiously studying for our exams. And we can't forget being salty about our exam scores. Did we ever determine whether stridor or hemorrhage was the priority finding after a subtotal thyroidectomy? There was always one of us who ruined the curve with their good scores. Rachel Mobbs and Chelsea with the Y. Anderson. Okay, to be nice, Rach did supply all of the snacks needed for everybody, always. None of us ever made it to the hangry state. Mayville, do you have a question? We got to give a shout out to the cooks at All True and Grand Forks. Their tortilla soup and chef salads were bomb over the dinner hour, which kept us energized during our hands-on learning throughout clinicals and labs. And what about everyone and their nicknames? Those will go down in history for sure. Here's a few. Briang, Beyonce, Hessica, Dandan, Chaletse, Kesney, my name's Jeff, and Linda/Tracy. There's so much more we could and could not discuss here today. One thing is for sure regarding this group, we will always keep in touch and we'll always be there for one another. We are also thankful for the support we have received and words of encouragement and praise over the past 2 years plus. Where was I? Sorry. They helped. We are thankful for the support we have received and words of encouragement and praise over the past 2 years. All of our instructors were more like coaches. They helped keep us on track when we started to feel burnt out. We will never forget this time shared and all the experiences and knowledge gained. And I wish the Lake Region State College ADN graduate class of 2018 nothing but success, happiness, and a continued passion for this profession. Thank you.
Well, good evening, or good afternoon, I should say. I was going to take this time to do some tap dancing. You got to be careful what you tell people. But instead, I've prepared a very long history lesson for you about the nurses' pinning. Sound fair? Yeah, okay. Well, the pinning ceremony is a time-honored nursing tradition. It signifies the graduate's official initiation into the brotherhood and the sisterhood of nursing. The ceremony is rich in symbolism. The history of the pin can be traced all the way back to the Crusades in the 12th century. During this time, the Knights of the Order from the Hospital of St. John the Baptist tended to the injured and the suffering crusaders. When new monks were initiated into the order, they vowed to serve these sick soldiers in a ceremony where each monk was given a Maltese cross. These were the first badges given to those who nursed. The modern ceremony dates back to the 1860s, when Florence Nightingale was recognized for her tireless service to the injured during the Crimean War. To share her honor, she in turn presented a Medal of Excellence to her brightest graduates. By 1960, the practice of pinning for new graduates was a standard throughout the United States. The pin identifies the graduates as nurses and bears testimony to your education. So we will start with the pinning ceremony, and again, we ask family members to please enter the stage to my right. And Sherry will read the cards which the students have prepared, and Barb will as well.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, our first pinning today is Hannah Abel. She is being pinned by her boyfriend, Pierce. Her message to him is, "Thank you for being my rock and motivating me through the program. It has been an interesting ride. Through the highs and the lows. I couldn't have asked for a better partner. Thank you."
Next up is Laura Anderson. Laura is being pinned by her mom, Jackie. Mom, thank you for inspiring me to follow my dreams to become an RN. Thank you for your support through this lovely thing called school. I would also like to thank my family and friends for supporting me. Lastly, thank you instructors for everything you have done.
Okay, and our next nurse is Chelsea Anderson. Chelsea has chosen her dad, Sean, and her mother, Dawn, to pin her today. She says it's because they have been her source of constant love and support throughout nursing school. She would like to thank her boyfriend, Kyle, and her brothers and sisters for their love and support throughout the journey as well.
Our next student we have is Alyssa Armentrout. Alyssa is being pinned by her mom, Elaine. She would like to thank her for being her biggest supporter, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Mentally, by always being willing to listen to her vent almost every single day of nursing school. Emotionally, by being a shoulder to cry on and providing her with continual reassurance that yes, you will make it through this. And financially, by always keeping her gas tank full, feeding her and paying for all of her expenses throughout nursing. She owes it all to her mom and would not be here today if it weren't for her. Alyssa would also like to thank all the instructors and fellow classmates for making nursing school bearable. You are all so appreciated.
And our next nurse is Danny Bilden. Danny is having her granny, Jima, Jan Forrester, pin her. She says, "You are one of my best friends and my biggest cheerleader. Thank you for never giving up and always encouraging me. I love you. We did it."
Our next graduate today is Tammy Britcher. Tammy is being pinned by Alyssa Armentrout, a fellow classmate. She would like to thank her mom and dad who have always been there for her and encouraged her to follow her dreams. And she would like to thank Kylie and Alyssa for keeping her on track and focused.
And Mackenzie Bai. Mackenzie is having her daughter Emerson and Ryan pin her. Mackenzie would also like to thank them for helping her get through and her family, whom she couldn't have been able to do this without. She loves you all so much.
Next, I would like to introduce LaShonda Fassett. And LaShonda is being pinned by her fiance, Jesse Kenner. LaShonda would like to send thanks to the following: her family, friends, the Dakota Nursing Program instructors at Lake Region State College, and the Next Steps program for all the support and encouragement. She would like to send the most thanks to her family, especially Jesse, for being patient and giving all of their support to help her through this journey. Thank you all, and God bless.
And Jeff Glaze. Jeff has chosen his wife, Diane, to pin him because she has supported not just this school, but more schools than we want to talk about right now. She has proofread so many papers that she should have several honorary degrees. She is happy that this is the last time he is doing this. There it is.
Our next student this afternoon is Janelle Hansen. And Janelle is being pinned this afternoon by her daughter Cody and her husband Sam. Janelle would like to thank them for being there and encouraging her. You have never been her guiding light through the darkness. I'm sorry, Janelle is tricking me. She wrote her card in the teeniest tiny writing in pencil, so I can't see it. Janelle would also like to thank her mom, dad, sister, brother, and grandma for believing in her. And Melanie and Grace, thank you for keeping her sane. Forever, the Three Musketeers.
I was afraid of that.
Megan Jorgensen. And Megan Jorgensen is having her friend April pin her. You have been such a great support system throughout the program and have been more help than you know. Thank you for the endless hours of talks and countless sleepovers. You have shared so much of your knowledge about life with me and have sparked my love for math. I could not have done this without you, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life. Thank you for being the big sister I never had. Our next graduate this afternoon is Melanie Camp. Melanie has chosen her husband Tyson to pin her as he has been her rock during this journey and shown the patience of a saint. She would like to thank her family, near and far, for their love and support, and is thrilled they could be here today. Jocelyn Klein, who is my daughter. Little proud, little proud. Jocelyn is being pinned by her grandmas this afternoon. She would like to thank them specifically for being masters in the kitchen. All of the stress meals helped her get through nursing school. She would also like to thank all of her friends and family for their care and support over the years. She couldn't have made it without you. Next graduate we have is Callie Keplin. Callie is having her grandmother Veronica pin her. Callie would like to thank everyone who has supported her through this arduous journey. She would like to thank her grandmother for her endless love and fruitful wisdom. Veronica is someone she has always glorified and aspired to be. Her selfless, genuine soul is one in which every nurse should abide. Callie feels blessed to have such an influential person in her life to show her what hard work is. Lastly, she would like to express great gratitude for placing this stepping stone to our family's faith. Veronica guided Callie's relationship with God, in which enlightened this journey. Oh, look at her. Such a cute picture. Shania LaHammer Cotier. Shania is having her son Trayson, her other half Justin, and his son Christian pin her this afternoon. She would like to thank them for their patience and unconditional love on this journey and all the memories and support from her family, friends, and classmates. A special thank you to her mom, Christy, and stepdad, Matt, for their help with her son while she studied, worked, went to clinical, and attempted to maintain a social life. Mom, you're an inspiration as a mother and a nurse. I couldn't have come this far without you. Love always, your Shenanigan.
Eric Lida. Today, Eric is being pinned by his 4 children, Savannah, Paige, Charlie, and Dawson. They have stood by their dad and provided the much-needed support over the past 2 years. Eric would also like to thank family and friends for being there to listen, even when they had no idea what was being talked about. He would also like to give a big thank you to his classmates. We shared good and bad times, and we survived. As we all leave to start our RN careers around the country, we will continue to remember our shared experiences. Many firsts, but not our lasts. I will miss you all and expect nothing but greatness from each of you. May you all have a blessed future. Your patients are fortunate to have you by their side. Thank you again for sharing a piece of your life with me. I will cherish each memory. And don't forget, you're never too old to follow your passion. and Bree Makovsky. Brianna has chosen her mom, Jana, and her dad, Charlie, to pin her because they have been her biggest supporters throughout nursing school. Thank you for always believing in me and encouraging me to do my best. I also want to thank my sister, Maddie, and my classmates for helping me survive nursing school. Rachel Mobbs. Rachel is having her husband Chris pin her today. I chose him because he's my best friend. He endured many nights of me stressing for a test or a skill checkoff and supported me without complaint. It is a joy to be your wife, and I know we are both looking forward to my financial contribution. Thank you for loving me through this.
Kylie Moen. Today, pinning Kylie is her children, Charlie and Cooper. I would like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to my husband and children. You have shown me endless support and love throughout this journey. To my parents, thank you. Without all of your help, this would not have been possible, and I love you all. Haley Monsbrotten. Haley will be pinned by her mom, Beth, and dad. I can't read this. I'm so sorry. Ed Ray. She would like to thank them for their endless love and support. She would also like to thank the rest of her family and friends for being such an amazing support system. You are all appreciated so much. Marnie Olson. Marnie is being pinned by her husband, Brent. She would like to thank Brent and her family and friends for their patience, support, and encouragement.
Jessica Pierce. Her husband, Alex Harlock, is pinning her. He has been so supportive the last 2 years, dealing with late clinicals and many stressful breakdowns. I couldn't have completed this program without his level head and sacrifices.
Therese Rowland. Pinning Therese today is her mom, Janine Rowland. Therese would like to thank her mom for supporting her through the ADN year. All the late nights, stressful days, her mom was her free in-home therapist. Therese would also like to thank all family, friends in supporting her and not letting her give up. Therese would like to thank her instructors and classmates for an amazing, challenging journey. Nursing school will never be forgotten. Grace Scanlon. Grace is being pinned by her husband, Joseph. Grace would like to thank her family and the Nurseketeers for being so supportive and encouraging through this journey. Grace especially would like to thank Joe for his never-ending love and support during this roller coaster ride. Your endless encouragement, faith, and patience were vital in helping me along the path of becoming a nurse. Jermaine Schroeder. Jermaine is being pinned by her mother, Connie, who has been an amazing source of support throughout the demanding schedule of nursing school. Thank you for everything. Jermaine would also like to thank her family for all their words of encouragement, love, and support. You have all helped me in more ways than you will ever know. Thank you for allowing me to pursue my dream of receiving my associate degree in nursing, especially my children, Jaden, Jameson, and Tristan. You are my driving force, and I love you all.
Brianna Schenk. Brianna has chosen her husband, Sean. For all of his support. Oh, your children, okay. She's chosen her children, Noelle and Ada, for all of their support throughout her journey. Thank you. Chelsea Swader. Chelsea is being pinned by her mother, Michelle Juarez, and her father, Jody. Her children, Colton and Peyton, and her husband, Kyle, who is currently gone on TDY military.
Jessica Swart. Jess is having her mom, Corrine, pin her today. She thanks you for always being there. I know it took forever, but I am finally done. Thank you to anyone and everyone that supported me. Candace Thompson. Candace is being pinned by her dad, Mick, mom, Jackie, and son, Brody. She would like to thank them for their constant support, encouragement, and for helping with Brody. They are the reason she never gave up. Also, she would like to thank her boyfriend, Brett, and all of her classmates for being there and helping her when she needed it. You all mean so much. She finally reached her goal and cannot wait to see what the future holds. Rachel Tollefson. Rachel is being pinned today by her mom, Julie. She has been one of her biggest supporters throughout nursing school. Rachel would also like to thank her dad, brother, and Sawyer for their endless love and support.
Linnea Tracy. Linnea is being pinned by her fiance and high school sweetheart, Isaac Gustafson. She says that she couldn't get through nursing school without Isaac's calming demeanor and love, even when she was challenging and prideful. She is very thankful for Isaac's support and understanding, and she knows that she will have a great husband. Nicole Trout. Nicole has chosen her parents, Ruth Ann and Jerry Trout, to pin her. She would like to thank them for all of their love and support throughout this journey. Courtney Ernest, who could not be with us today. Jenna Wasness. Jenna is having her sister, Kaylee, pin her. She would like to thank Kaylee for always being there to provide a listening ear and to vent about the hard times in nursing school, to proofread numerous papers, and most of all, to provide the love and support needed to make it here today.
Riley Westmeyer. Riley is being pinned today by her friend Taylor Hunt. She would like to thank her parents, brother, sister-in-law, and the rest of her family and friends during her nursing career. Andy Wohlers. Andy is being pinned by her husband, AJ. A year ago, she watched you walk across the stage and gain the title of doctor, and you've supported her to finally add the initials of RN. Now it's time for us to begin our next big adventure with the best titles yet, Mom and Dad. Thank you for keeping her fed partially, sane, dealing with her raging hormones, and kicking her out of bed when she snoozes her alarm for the 17th time. She would also like to thank her family for their support through the past few years, and it means more than you'll ever know, and we owe it to you all. Next is Anne Lorraine Yu. Lorraine is being pinned today by her mom, Cass. She would like to thank her family for their unconditional love and support that they have helped her to be the woman she is today. She would also like to thank her colleagues and friends for the good times and memories that they shared together. Last but not least, she would like to express her gratitude to the Dakota Nursing Program faculty and staff for their guidance and patience since LPN year. Thank you all so very much. We'll now continue with our program, and I would like to introduce Shania Lahammer, co-chair. She'll be reading the Nightingale Pledge, which is found on the back of your announcements or programs.
At this time, I'd like to invite all fellow nurses to stand up and join in our pledge. All right, so this is the Nightingale Pledge. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of His assembly to faithfully practice my profession of nursing. I will do all in my power to make and maintain the highest standards and practices of my profession. I will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping in the practice of my calling. I will assist the physician in his work. I will devote myself to the welfare of my patients, my family, and my community. I will endeavor to fulfill my rights and privileges as a good citizen and take my share of responsibility in promoting the health and welfare of the community. I will constantly endeavor to increase my knowledge and skills in the nursing them wisely. I will zealously seek to nurse those who are ill, wherever they may be and wherever they are in need. I will active in assisting others in safeguarding and promoting the health and happiness of mankind. That is all.
Throughout the course of the year, we've been collecting and gathering photos, and one of the classmates, Tammy Britcher, has created a slideshow presentation that we would like to share with you this afternoon. So I would invite all of the class of 2018 to go down and take one of the chairs in the first two rows. And we're going to have to bring down the screen, so the slideshow will start in just a few minutes.
Turn your magic on. With me, she'd say everything you want to dream away. We are legends every day. That's what she told me. Turn your magic on. To me, she'd say everything you want to dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds, and I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart underneath my skin. I feel my heart beating. You make me feel like I'm alive again. Alive again. Oh, you make me feel like I'm alive again. Said I can't go on, not in this way. I'm a dreamer, die by light of day. Gonna hold up half the sky and say, only I own it. And I feel my heart beating. I feel my heart underneath my skin. Oh, I can feel my heart beating. 'Cause you make me feel like I'm alive again. Alive again. Oh, you make me feel like I'm alive again. Turn your magic on. And me, she'd say everything you want to dream away. Under this pressure, under this weight, we are diamonds taking shape. We are diamonds taking shape. If we've only got this life, this adventure, oh, then and if we've only got this life, you get me through. If we've only got this life and this adventure, oh, then I wanna share it with you, with you.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Grace Scanlon. Don't worry, I'm going to make this short and sweet, unlike the past 2 years of nursing school. Am I right, everybody? Firstly, I would like to thank everyone for coming to celebrate this moment. I know some of you have traveled a long way to be here, and I feel I speak for all of us when I say thank you. Without all of your support, I don't think any of us would be standing up here today. I'd like to take this moment of time to share some of the few things that we learned that weren't in any nursing textbook or hospital room. We learned from this program the importance of support, whether it be from family, a spouse, friends, or coffee. lots and lots of coffee. We learn that it's okay to ask for help, and at one point everyone will struggle, but you won't have to struggle alone. We learn the strength of our character over the course of countless exams, 144 hours spent in clinicals, and 48 hours spent in simulation. Most importantly, we learn from watching other great nurses before us the true dedication to the craft of nursing. This isn't just a job choice, but it's a lifestyle. We even discovered the importance of dry shampoo, especially when you have back-to-back clinicals, 2 exams to study for, and are just too tired to shower. So thank you again for coming today and celebrating with us. And now, I would like to introduce to you the Lake Region State College Dakota Nursing Program Associate Degree Nursing Class of 2018. Thank you.